Very good morning each and everyone. Today we will be discussing about a very important law of thermodynamics called zeroth law of thermodynamics. You can observe here the very interesting thing of thermodynamics. Zeroth law of thermodynamics is the name itself, the zeroth. Why they have named it as zeroth law of thermodynamics? Because the reason is zeroth law was found after finding the first law and second law of thermodynamics. That is the reason why they have found it as zeroth law of thermodynamics, or they have named it as zeroth law of thermodynamics. Now, before directly go for the statement of thermodynamics, let us have an example for that, so that after the understanding of that example, we can come to that statement. So let us have an example. I will consider two systems here, okay? System A and system B. I will consider two systems. One is system A. This I will call it as system A, and another one is system B. These system A and system B are separated by, I have considered two systems, one is A and another one is B. These two systems A and B are separated by adiabatic wall. What do we mean by adiabatic wall? Adiabatic wall is nothing but the wall which will not allow the heat to transfer from A to B or B to A, which will completely isolate the A from B or B from A. Now, these two systems A and B are in contact with system C. These two systems A and B are in contact with the system C, or system A and B are separated by diathermic wall. What do we mean by diathermic wall? Diathermic wall will allow the heat through this wall. Okay, diathermic wall will allow the heat through this wall, whereas adiabatic wall will not allow the heat to pass through this wall. So that is why system A and system B are separated by adiabatic wall, because I don't want heat to transfer from A to B or B to A. Similarly, separately system A and B are in contact with system C, and separated by a diathermic wall. A diathermic wall will allow the heat to pass through that. So that is what our arrangement. So when in this arrangement we have observed that, or we can observe that system A and system B came to thermodynamic equilibrium, because system A and system B both are in directly contact with system C, because these two systems are separated by diathermic wall. So heat can transfer from A to C and B to C. So that once this arrangement is done, system A is come to thermal equilibrium with system C, and system B will come to thermal equilibrium with system C. This is the first case. Now in second case, okay, this is the first case. In first case what happened? System A and B are completely isolated. There is no heat transfer from system A and system B, because these two are separated by adiabatic wall. Whereas system A and B are separately in contact with system C, which are separated by diathermic wall. Through this diathermic wall, heat can transfer. So that is the reason why in first case system A come to thermodynamic equilibrium with system C, and also system B came to thermodynamic equilibrium with system C in first case. In second case what I will do is, system A and B, okay, in second case system A and B system A and system B, this is system C. In first case A and B are separated by adiabatic wall. In second case what I will do is, I will just replace this adiabatic wall by the diathermic wall. thermic wall, and system A and system B separately are in contact with system C by adiabatic wall. Adiabatic wall. In second case, there is no heat transfer from A to C and B to C, or C to B and C to A, but there can be heat transfer from A to B. But after you observing the first case, then when you arrange the second case, so what very interesting thing which was observed is, there is no heat transfer from A to B. Even though both A and B are separated by diathermic wall, the scientists were observed that there is no heat transfer from A to B. Now they came to a conclusion that if a system A and system B separately are in contact with system C, I repeat, when system A and system B separately are in contact with the system C, then both system A and system B will be in thermodynamic equilibrium or thermal equilibrium. So that is what the statement of zeroth law of thermodynamics. If system A and system B, any, you can call it as any system, if any two systems, you can name it as system A or system B, are separately in contact with system C, then system A and system B will be in thermodynamic equilibrium or in thermal equilibrium. That is the statement of zeroth law of thermodynamics. So using this concept only, using the zeroth law of thermodynamics only, we have defined the new property of thermodynamics called temperature. From the zeroth law of thermodynamics, we came to conclusion that if system A and system B are separately in contact with system C, then system A and system B will be in thermal equilibrium. And you can observe very interesting thing here. When system A and system B are in thermal equilibrium, there should be some common property between these two. I repeat, when system A and system B are in thermal equilibrium, there should be a common property between these two. So what is that property? Before this law, we didn't know that temperature was there. I mean the property of temperature was not defined properly. So after finding out the zeroth law of thermodynamics, we came to conclusion that the property which is helping, or property which is reason for the thermal equilibrium, the property which is behind the thermal equilibrium is nothing but temperature. So that is why system A and system B, not only system A and system B, any two system, if they want to be in thermal equilibrium, there should be some common temperature. That common property we defined it as a temperature. So this is how a property called temperature was found by the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Thank you.